You ever miss the sound of a milkshake machine? Or the clink of a coffee cup sliding down a chrome counter? Back in the day, diners were everywhere. Not just places to eat, but places to be. You'd find neighbors catching up over meatloaf, kids spinning on red vinyl stools, and waitresses who knew your name and your order. But over time, many of those places faded away, just like the neon signs that once lit up the night. Today, we're remembering 10 classic American diners that vanished with time. Let's take a seat, grab a slice of pie, and flip through some memories together. The Cheyenne Diner, Chrome Dreams in New York City. This one sat right in the heart of Manhattan, 9th Avenue, to be exact. The Cheyenne Diner looked like it was straight out of a movie. Shiny chrome walls, glowing neon, and that classic curved roof. Opened in 1940, it served everything from burgers to blintzes. You'd see construction workers rubbing elbows with actors and tourists. But by 2008, the city had changed. Rent went sky high, and the land got sold off. They tried moving the whole thing to Alabama, but it never reopened. The building's gone, but ask anyone who grew up near it, and they'll smile. It was that kind of place. The White Tower, tiny castles of hamburgers. If you ever saw a little white building with a turret on top, that was probably a White Tower. They started popping up in the 1920s, copying White Castle's look, right down to the square burgers. Inside, it was no frills, counters, stools, and a whole lot of sizzle on the grill. For decades, they were everywhere: Detroit, Baltimore, Milwaukee. But lawsuits, fierce competition, and changing tastes slowly pushed them out. By the 80s, most were history. Now, a few buildings are still around, converted into laundromats or storefronts, but the burgers are long gone. Doggie Diner, hot dogs and giant dachshunds. Only in San Francisco would a hot dog joint be topped with a 12-foot spinning dachshund head wearing a bow tie. That was Doggie Diner. It opened in 1948, serving fast, cheap food to families and streetcar riders. People loved the goofy mascot. It made you smile before you even stepped inside. But by the late 80s, the little chain couldn't keep up with the bigger fast food brands. Most locations closed, and the iconic dog heads were taken down. Luckily, San Francisco saved one of them, and today, it stands as a little monument to a whole era. The Toddle House, comfort food in a cozy corner. Imagine a diner so small, it felt like someone's living room. That was the Toddle House. Starting in the 30s, they served breakfast all day, eggs, grits, and hot coffee poured by hand. Each spot had just a few stools and a counter, and regulars were on a first-name basis with the cook. But like many cozy places, it didn't survive the shift to big, 24-hour chains. Ownership changed hands, and by the 80s, most locations were gone. Some folks still remember it as the best breakfast they ever had. Henry's Hamburgers, where a nickel still meant something. In the 1950s, Henry's was everywhere. They were giving McDonald's a serious run for their money, with over 200 locations and a slogan that said it all: a hamburger a day. Root beer floats, salty fries, and a double burger for next to nothing. It was quick, friendly, and never fancy. But they grew too fast, made some bad business calls, and couldn't keep up when the fast food race heated up. No. There's just one left, in Benton Harbor, Michigan. A little time capsule, still grilling like it's 1959. The Blue Ben, the rail car with heart. If you were driving through Vermont, chances are you knew the Blue Ben. It was an actual train car turned into a diner, stainless steel on the outside, cozy booths on the inside. The menu had everything from corned beef hash to milkshakes thick enough to stand a spoon in. People drove for hours just to eat there. But in 2021, the longtime owners sold it, and things weren't the same. It closed soon after. Even now, locals still talk about it like an old friend. Zesto Drive-In, frozen treats and Friday nights, started in the 1940s. Zesto was all about soft-serve cones, chili dogs, and milkshakes thick with whipped cream. Teenagers would pull up in shiny Chevys, music playing, and car hops would skate right over with your tray. But like many drive-ins, Zesto faded as tastes changed and fast food giants took over. Most locations shut down by the 1970s. There are a few hanging on in the South, but the golden age? That's long gone. Lamy's Diner, a Worcester original. This little gem came straight from the famous Worcester lunch car company. Lamy's Diner had wood paneling, curved glass windows, and a counter where you could sit for hours. It was built in 1946 and served hearty meals in Massachusetts for decades. Eventually, it was moved to a museum. And while you can still walk through it, it's more of an exhibit now. The food's not cooking, the stools are empty, and the soul of the place, well, it's back in the memories of folks who ate there. The Penguin, Charlotte's greasy spoon hero, the Penguin Drive-In wasn't flashy, but boy, did people love it. It opened in the 1950s and became a Charlotte institution. Burgers, fried pickles, jukebox tunes. The kind of place where you'd bump into someone you knew almost every time. It closed, reopened, then closed again after some business disagreements and neighborhood changes. The name still pops up here and there, but the original Penguin? That one's in the past. Chock full o' nuts, where everyone had a seat, started in Depression-era New York. Chock full o' nuts wasn't just coffee. It was a chain of lunch counters where rich and poor, young and old, all shared space on the same stools. They served nut cheese sandwiches, donuts, and hot coffee for a nickel. The staff wore bow ties and smiles. But over time, they couldn't keep up with changing tastes and rising rent. Most counters disappeared by the 1990s. Today, you can still buy the coffee in stores, but the heartbeat of the place? That's just a memory now. OUTRO, soft music plays, fading images of old diners. It's funny how a simple booth and a slice of pie can stick in your memory more than the fanciest restaurant. These diners were more than food, they were part of everyday life. They held stories, laughter, heartbreak, and routine. And even though many are gone, they live on in photos, family stories, and the hearts of people who grew up with them. Which diner do you remember most? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And if this video brought back a memory or two, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more trips down America's memory lane. Until next time, keep the coffee warm and the jukebox playing.